Silence can be more powerful than words, more revealing, more magnetic, and more unforgettable. When you step back and stop chasing, it doesn't go unnoticed. In fact, it resonates in ways that no text, call, or message ever could. Many men make the mistake of thinking constant attention is the key to attraction. But the truth is the opposite. Restraint creates curiosity, and curiosity builds desire. When you go quiet, you are not withdrawing out of weakness. You are creating space for reflection, imagination, and respect. This isn't about playing games or manipulating anyone's feelings. It's about demonstrating self-control, value, and confidence. The moment you stop reaching out, something remarkable happens. She begins to notice your absence in ways that go far deeper than words ever could. In this video, we will explore what happens inside her mind when you stop texting, calling, or trying to explain yourself. We will break it down step by step, from the first flicker of ego noticing your absence to the point where curiosity turns into admiration and respect. By the end, you'll understand why silence is not emptiness, but a powerful form of communication that speaks volumes without a single word. So, if you've ever wondered how to create genuine attraction without begging for attention, or how to make her think about you even when you're not around, this guide is for you. Stick with me, because mastering the art of silence is one of the most underestimated tools in attraction psychology. When you go silent, the first part of her mind that notices isn't her heart, it's her ego. Most women live in a world filled with constant attention, messages, likes, compliments, and casual interactions that blend into the background. Attention is so common that it becomes almost invisible until it stops. That pause, that absence, instantly catches her mind's focus. Her ego begins asking questions before her emotions even catch up. Why hasn't he called me? Did I do something wrong? Does he even care? These thoughts may not show on the surface. She might laugh it off with friends, post something online to appear carefree, or convince herself she's too busy to care. But internally, curiosity and doubt start to grow. Silence disrupts her expectation of constant interaction, creating an unusual void that naturally draws her attention. This is why silence is so powerful. It doesn't just make her curious, it unsettles the familiar balance she's used to. When someone who was once consistently present suddenly steps back, it flips the script. She's no longer the one controlling the flow of attention. Suddenly, she's the one wondering, waiting, and questioning. It's important to understand that this isn't about manipulation or cruelty. It's about creating space for her mind to notice your absence and for your value to grow in her perception. By holding your ground, you turn silence into a subtle form of communication, one that demonstrates confidence, self-respect, and control. Most men never reach this stage because they give in to the urge to chase, to explain, or to text impulsively. But those who master silence learn an important truth. Absence isn't emptiness, it's influence. The moment her ego begins to notice, you are already establishing mental and emotional presence without saying a single word. Silence does not always produce an immediate reaction. In fact, her first response is rarely, "I miss him." Instead, it often turns into an internal test. How long will he last without reaching out? Women are naturally wired to gauge consistency and strength, even if they're not consciously aware of it. When you step back, she may try to provoke a response. She might delay her replies, ignore story views, or post updates that she knows could catch your attention. It could be a photo, an outing with friends, or something seemingly casual that she expects will trigger a reaction. These actions are not random. They're subtle ways of assessing your composure, patience, and emotional discipline. Most men fail this stage because they respond too quickly. They panic at the thought of silence, rushing to explain, justify, or overcompensate with lengthy texts. When this happens, all the power returns to her hands, and the moment of influence is lost. The key is to remain calm and composed. True strength lies in patience and self-control. By holding your ground, you show that your attention is not easily swayed, that you are secure in yourself, and that you are not dependent on validation. Eventually, her test begins to backfire. The longer you stay steady, the more she realizes that you are different, resilient, confident, and unbothered. Your silence becomes a quiet demonstration of character, and in that space, curiosity turns into admiration. She starts to see you not as just another man seeking attention, but as someone with value she cannot ignore. Silence creates a vacuum, and the human mind naturally hates emptiness. When you stop texting, calling, or chasing, her brain starts filling that gap, first with curiosity and eventually with constant thoughts of you. Initially, she may simply wonder, where is he? What is he doing? Why hasn't he reached out? But as the silence stretches, these questions evolve into something deeper. Her curiosity begins to dominate her thoughts, and she starts imagining possibilities. In her mind, you become stronger, more intriguing, and more mysterious than when you were constantly available. This is where absence becomes powerful. Women don't just miss men, they miss the way a man made them feel. By stepping back, you force her to relive the moments where your presence brought laughter, comfort, or excitement. Without new interactions to distract her, her imagination embellishes your qualities, turning simple memories into idealized versions of you. The beauty of this stage is that you don't have to do anything. Your silence itself is the catalyst. She becomes mentally invested, thinking about you multiple times a day, wondering about your life, your choices, and your feelings. The longer you maintain this calm distance, the stronger her thoughts become, and what started as casual curiosity quietly transforms into a deep, almost magnetic fixation. Understanding this principle is essential. Attention can feel good, but absence is unforgettable. By mastering the art of deliberate quiet, you move from being part of her daily routine to occupying her mind in a way that is subtle, yet profoundly powerful. When you go silent, her mind doesn't just pause. It starts replaying your past interactions like a movie. Without your constant presence, she relies on memory to fill the space, and every shared moment suddenly gains importance. She may start with small memories, your laugh, a playful comment, or a look that made her smile. Over time, her reflection deepens. Conversations are analyzed, jokes are recalled, and subtle gestures she once overlooked now stand out. Silence forces her to compare what she remembers to what she is experiencing now, making your past presence feel larger than life. This process works in your favor. Nostalgia softens imperfections and highlights positive experiences, turning ordinary interactions into idealized moments. Whereas constant communication can make someone feel ordinary or taken for granted, your absence makes your presence feel special, almost irreplaceable. Every song, location, or shared routine can spark recollection. She starts to notice how often you come to mind, realizing your influence extends beyond the moments you shared. In silence, memory becomes a tool of attraction. You are no longer just someone she interacted with. You are the echo in her mind, the benchmark against which she measures experiences, and the one she can't easily forget. Silence does more than make her think about you. It makes her notice the men around her differently. When you step back, your absence highlights the constant attention she receives from others and shows her how rare calm composure truly is. Most men are quick to respond, eager to impress, or constantly seeking validation. They double text, comment on every post, and react to every story. In this environment, attention becomes common and almost invisible. Your silence, however, sets you apart. You are no longer just part of the crowd. You become the exception. As she observes how other men chase attention while you remain steady, she begins to compare. Why is he calm when others are desperate? Why doesn't he react like the rest? These subtle comparisons shift the dynamic entirely. Instead of you competing for her attention, she is now subconsciously competing to understand and capture yours. This stage is where your value increases naturally. Attention from others is easy to come by, but restraint and self-control are rare. Your calm, deliberate distance demonstrates confidence, independence, and inner strength. She sees that you are not swayed by the noise around you, and in doing so, her perception of your worth rises without you saying a single word. The key takeaway is simple. Being different creates curiosity, and curiosity sparks desire. Silence isn't just about stepping back, it's about standing out. While other men work to earn recognition, your absence makes her recognize your value effortlessly.